Hello my dear students, welcome to my third video presentation on tenses. Hope you all are doing fine. Did you watch my previous video on simple past and past continuous tense? I'm sure you did. Children, if I ask you, how many of you have watched the Avenger movies, the Jurassic Park movies or the Avatar, I know almost all of you will raise your hand. Why not? We get fascinated by the advanced technology, futuristic weapons, ultra-modern gadgets shown in them. These movies have one thing in common. Can you guess what? They all refer to a time later than now. Right, the future time. Now, future time can be expressed using several forms. Simple future tense and future continuous tense are two such forms which express future time. And in this video, we are going to talk about these two tenses. Speaking of simple future, both will or shall and be going to are used for the simple future tense, but their forms and usages are different from each other. So let's make a comparative study of will and be going to form. We need to remember certain points before we start comparing the structures of will and be going to form. The comparison is between be going to and will because will is used with all persons, whereas shall is used only with the first person pronoun. The verb will remains same even if the subject is a noun or pronoun, singular or plural in number. However, in case of be going to, the verb changes according to the number and person of the subject. The same base verb and object have been used in every example for better understanding. The structure of will for assertive or affirmative sentence is subject plus will plus base verb plus object. Example, I will become an astronaut. On the other hand, the structure of be going to for assertive or affirmative sentences, subject plus be verb plus going to plus base verb plus object. Example, I am going to become an astronaut. He or she is going to become an astronaut. You or we or they are going to become an astronaut. Now for negative sentence, the structure of will is subject plus will not plus base verb plus object. Example, I will not become an astronaut. On the contrary, the structure of be going to for negative sentences, subject plus be verb plus not going to plus base verb plus object. Example, I am not going to become an astronaut. He or she is not going to become an astronaut. We or you or they are not going to become an astronaut. Next, for yes/no question, the structure of will is will plus subject plus base verb plus object followed by a question mark. Example, will I become an astronaut? On the other hand, the structure of be going to is be verb plus subject plus going to plus base verb plus object followed by a question mark. Example, am I going to become an astronaut? Is he or she going to become an astronaut? Are we or you or they going to become an astronaut? Finally, for WH question, the structure of will is WH word plus will plus subject plus base verb plus object followed by a question mark. Example, any WH word like when or why or how will I become an astronaut. On the contrary, the structure of be going to for WH question is WH word plus be verb plus subject plus going to plus base verb plus object followed by a question mark. Example, WH word like why or when or how, etc. Am I going to become an astronaut? When or why or how is he or she going to become an astronaut? How or when or why are we or you or they going to become an astronaut? Now that we are familiar with the structure of will and going to form, let us learn about their usages. The first point says we use will to express an action that will take place in future. That is, it describes an activity that will occur in future. Example, he will buy a sports car next month. Now we often use words like tomorrow, next week, next month or next year, etc. to show future action. Secondly, will is also used to talk about unplanned action, that is actions which are not planned. Example, it's too hot. I will switch on the AC. Here, the decision is instant. On the contrary, going to is used to express a future action that has already been planned. Example, the school is going to take us to the zoo today. Now, educational trips require a lot of planning. The third point says, will is used to predict a future event. Example, it will rain tomorrow. Similarly, be going to is also used to make predictions about the future, especially when there are clear signs that this prediction will come true. Example, look how cloudy the sky is. It is going to rain soon. Well, I hope you have understood the form and usages of simple future tense. Let us now move on to our next segment, which is future continuous tense. Future continuous tense relates to an ongoing action occurring at a particular time in future, and here also the verb in future continuous tense doesn't change its form according to the number and person of the subject. So let us now check its form and structure. Structure of future continuous tense for affirmative or assertive sentences: subject plus will plus be plus ing form of the verb plus object. Example, the satellite will be orbiting Saturn. Now the structure of future continuous tense for negative sentences: subject plus will plus not plus be plus ing form of the verb plus object. Example, the satellite will not be orbiting Saturn. For yes/no question, the structure is will plus subject plus be plus ing form of the verb plus object followed by a question mark. Example, will the satellite be orbiting Saturn? Finally, for WH question, the structure is WH word plus will plus subject plus be plus ing form of the verb plus object followed by a question mark. Example, when or how or why, etc. will the satellite be orbiting Saturn? Hope you have understood the form and structure of future continuous tense. Now it's time for us to know about its usages. So let's take a quick look. Future continuous tense is used to express an action that will be in progress at a given point of time in future. Example, next year in August, NASA will be sending a humanoid robot to Mars. This action has been shown in the form of a diagram where you can see that the highlighted yellow line represents the action of sending a humanoid robot which will be in progress at a given point of time in future. Here it is in August next year. So we can say that an action that is fairly certain to happen at a given moment in future is expressed in future continuous tense. Here is the answer key of the exercise that was given to you in the PPT on tenses. You can cross-check your answers and rectify your mistake if there is any. Well, that's all from me. Take care and stay safe. Thank you.